Alright, cool. So we're gonna start over because, yeah, levels to this shit. Alright, let's start football. So it was a bunch of football games on, you feel me? Football just came back. So there's a lot of games on, a lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones, and some what the fucks. But let's say if we take week 1 into account, then it's gonna be a very long and very interesting season because a lot of these teams I didn't expect to look so good that looked great, and then other teams I didn't expect to look so bad that looked terrible. I just want to give it a little more time before I just give like a skill assessment on the teams. I'm going to give to like week 2, week 3, because I feel like week 1 sometimes you come out like we saw penalties all over the league, turnovers, and no one's been playing. So we want to give them like the week 1 to just be like you're adjusting. The NFL be like September is like training camp still. I'm not going that far. I feel like after game 2, like you need to know what's going on and have your shit together. But I do feel like game 1 sometimes is a rough like game of the season of football. Not really basketball, but football. So I kind of give that leeway. I'm not going to jump too heavy on the Rams, the Cowboys, the Lions, the Broncos. Like I'm not going to jump too heavy on these teams because these are teams that me and my friends go for, and we expected to see. I didn't expect us to beat Philly. I did, honestly. I thought we could beat Philly. I feel like if our defense doesn't come out like a day school and Jared Goff knows how to throw a football for a whole game, not just 2 quarters, we beat them. I feel like we just destroy them. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm not going to cry about it. Damn, this light is just destroying me, and I can't get any, like, yeah, like, damn, can you see me? Like, you feel me? I want y'all to be able to see me, like, you feel me? But the light not fucking with it. The camera's like, bro, you're gonna get this, and you're gonna deal with it. So, just see me as this monster, I guess. Yeah, you're just gonna see me as this monster, I guess. So, point being, the NFL season started really interesting. The Giants got a win. That's crazy. No, not the Giants. Not the Giants. The Bears got a win. That's crazy. I think the Dolphins beat the Patriots, but I mean, it was the most like bucket game. I mean, whatever. Like the first week is kind of We're not even gonna get into that because it's really The Bucks beat the Cowboys. Dak got hurt, but I mean, you don't have an offensive line, you don't have a receivers. You're kind of going through it over there in Dallas, and it feels like Jerry Jones looking for a scapegoat. I can always tell what like scapegoats look like you know, like Deshaun Watson not playing in Cleveland. The 8-game suspension, they don't want him fucking up the odds. They're like, we don't need him coming in and making a good team great and interrupting the odds of Mahomes and Brady and all these Super Bowls that we want. This is politics. A lot of stuff be politics. But we're not going to get into that because that's just too much to even talk about on something like this. So that's not what this is about. This is something really simple. We're really just chilling. Man, guys, what else do we talk about? I mean, the princess, the queen of England has passed away, leaving a king, her son. There is mistreatment of the princess, supposedly. I don't know. I've seen some information, but I haven't delved into it to get the knowledge of that. So it's not something I would come on here and just talk about. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Trump got raided. Mar-a-Lago, like, yo, I don't know. I thought the Mar-a-Lago was a car. Now it's a place rich people live. I don't know. I'm not that inept of their lives because I don't care. But that's crazy. You raided the ex-president. I mean, if you got a reason, you got a reason. You the government. The fuck am I gonna say? But it's still crazy that you're raiding the ex-president, like, at all. Like, if you didn't have the utmost trust and respect in this man, how you let him be president? I don't know. Like, if we look at this is insanity right now. There's like mass stabbings going on after the mass shootings were going on, and then there's like still shootings going on. People are getting more and more crazy and brazen. Like, it's just becoming a lot. It's becoming a lot more dangerous to just live life, and I feel like people are becoming less and less like aware of it. Like we're becoming numb to it in our music, and I do want to say like R.I.P. to PNB Rock. You know, he passed a day ago or a day or two ago or so, at the time of my recording this, which is on the 13th of September. That is an unfortunate circumstance and scenario for anyone to be in. I do feel bad for that man. I do feel like he didn't deserve that. I also would want to know how and when he got into a situation like that. From my understanding, he's not from the Los Angeles area, the greater Los Angeles area. He's from somewhere else. His girlfriend, however, was from the greater Los Angeles area. And I'm not going to put any blame or fault on anyone here, because I understand it's a traumatic time for everyone, and everyone has to struggle through this situation to just feel better, and that's going to be hard, especially in these trying times. But what I will say, because it's true and I want it to be understood, when I came to LA and met some people from LA that are from LA, not Hollywood, not Orange County, LA, like they're from LA, one of the first things they told me was, do not go to this Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. This is the most dangerous one. Like, you'll get shot up, stabbed, robbed. Like, you just don't go there. No one goes there, like, unless, like, you're looking for trouble. I'm like, okay. But I remembered that. And, I mean, that was within my first months to LA, like, honestly. And I've been out here about 4 years now, so it took that big of a, like, hit on me to, like, pay attention to not go to this Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles with the stories I was told. So I've been to Chicken and Waffles, you feel me? They have 2 other locations, as if I'm aware correctly, that I know of, I'm sure. But that one is just definitely one that you would know not to go to. So her lack of understanding or knowledge of not going to that Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, it was a very big concern to me for someone who's from LA. And then, like, the posting and stuff, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, if a woman's posting in 2020 where she's at, I feel like she's purposely doing it, because it's been a thing for a while now, like, put your phone, you can't bring your phone in, turn your phone off type shit. Like, people have been on this, like, don't move, like, weird stuff. So I don't know, this whole thing just, it saddens me, it pains me, it depthens my spirit just a little bit. It makes me retract a little bit into myself to review and re-educate what I understand and what I know, because it's very scary when you can't trust the woman next to you to move with your consideration in mind, or even the man next to you, whoever you have next to you. Like, when you don't feel like they have you in mind and consideration, it's very scary, because the world now demands a 24/7, like, just constant of knowing what you're doing, how you're doing it, where you're at, what's going on there, who else is there, who's not there. Like, I feel like in 2022 it's very, very important to have an understanding of what you're doing and where. We're gonna move on from that. We're gonna move on to something a little bit more serious. XQC or QT, whichever one, had shit camp, and it was a bunch of dramatic things happening at shit camp. Maya cried for like a week because her chest hurt because she hit the water hard. Yeah. Austin. Hasanabi was doing Hasanabi things. And overall, I don't like Ludwig. It's very interesting. I don't like Ludwig. But we'll get into that later. We probably won't. He's a great entertainer and content creator. I just don't like the guy, I guess. Myth was there. There was a bunch of other creators and content creators that I don't know who were there, but I only know those ones mostly through the Hasanabi broadcast, which I do partake and participate in. You know, I'm gonna don't tell nobody. What else can we talk about? Oh, police are being called on janitors trying to clean schools weeks before school opens up. There are a lot of things we can talk about, man, but it just gets so sad and so heavy to talk about all these ridiculous things day after day. Apple released another iPhone. You guys are gonna buy another iPhone that does the same thing as the iPhone 10, but I respect it. You have money and you will spend it, because in this country where if you spend money you matter, you find your fucking value and your mattering and your depth of greatness, and the fact that you spend your money, I love it. So I would keep spending money. I spend money too, so I'm not mad at you. Like, if I had more money, I'd probably spend more money, but would I spend it as frivolously as you guys? Maybe, maybe not, but I don't think so. So back to point being, we are having a very great 3 to 4 days after a week and a half to 2 weeks of just heat in Los Angeles. It has to have been like the worst heat wave to ever happen. I mean, I literally died. I died. You know what I'm saying? Like, I died. I fucking died. Like, I fucking died. I fucking died. Yeah, I died. I keep saying I died because how much did I live? I died. Like, I was hot. I was very hot. I was very complaining. I must have bought like before the heat wave started, bro, I bought like 4 cases of water and 3 gallons of water, like just on some, I like to stay hydrated, and like I'm gonna make sure that when this, just on some very much like I'm going to stay hydrated type stuff. Like I want to stay hydrated, be hydrated, and keep up with my body like type stuff, you know. So I get so much water. Like when I get to the register, the guy's like, "Oh, someone's having a picnic party this week, huh?" I was like, "No." Like he thought I bought that for like a party, and that's literally just for me for like 2 weeks. Like I do not drink a lot of sodas. I drink some teas, and I will have a soda occasionally. Like yesterday, I had a. It's the sweet one. You know what I'm saying? I had a Dr. Pepper. I think maybe it's the Diet Dr. Pepper that's the sweet. I don't know. I don't drink that, but I did have a Dr. Pepper. I'm not big on Dr. Pepper. It's not my thing. Let me say that correctly. I am very fond of Dr. Peppers, but it's not my thing. I don't wake up and just drink Dr. Pepper, but I had a friend who did when I was younger, and he put me on Dr. Pepper. And so whenever I want like a strange tasting drink, it's not strange tasting, it's very good, like an off taste drink, I go to Dr. Pepper. But for the most part, like it's water, it's Sprite, it's lemonade. If you catch me outside of those 3, you must have been like witnessing me like drink a smoothie or something, like some like milkish type, you feel me, a dessert drink, because I'm very basic and predictable on how I eat and drink. So that is my thing. But the part about that is food's getting so expensive. Like I said, I'm blowing dough, just cash, on water. And it was so hot during this heat wave. Like I literally was drinking so much water. And then I had my friend, you feel me, he needed to, feel me, to crash and shit. He works and shit, you feel me, so he's been over here drinking fucking water, like just destroying that shit. And we were at my friend's house yesterday and like fucking bought some water, destroyed that shit. We bought like 3 cases of water, like literally. It was insane. And I was like, yo, we have got to stop, because this is ridiculous. It's like privileged as fuck, but it's like it's a necessity. It's hot as fuck. Oof, man, I don't really know what else to say. Like, I have a bunch of stuff we could talk about, but like I really don't want to introduce it, and it's not on my mind right now to introduce it, so I feel fraud. Like anybody, like, I don't know, I don't have anyone here, but anyone like computers, like computer games, like League of Legends is having its LCS. Oh my god, bro. Okay, yes, we can talk about this. Bro, 100 Thieves got swept. Oh, some dude is suing Drake and LeBron James. So you see what I'm saying? Like, there's things we could talk about, but like, dude, should we talk about these things? Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't do Drake slander over here, so I'm not one who's gonna just openly talk about Drake. Like, you want me to slander Drake, you got dreams, sir, because that's just not a priority of mine. I don't think that I'm gonna ever wake up to slander Drake. But there is a man suing he and LeBron James behind like some decisions they made and some business financial stuff. So the reality of that is the reality of that. But other than that, you know, CLB is a classic. I want to let that be known right now. CLB is a classic. I'm not gonna take the Drake slander. CLB is a classic. This newest one is not a classic, I will be honest. The Honestly Nevermind is like a mid-ass album. It's mid at best. Like, it's mid at best. But it has 5 songs on there that have taken a fucking toll on me. Liability, Text Go Green, Falling Back, that, look, you know how sticky it gets? And one other one, you know, the other hot one. Those ones are my ones. So I'm not gonna like shit on the album and just be like, it's the worst album ever, because that's not true. That album is actually pretty good. Only 5 songs do I like, but it's hard to make me like anything. So I want everyone to just be fair. Lupe Fiasco dropped a project a couple months ago. I don't think I told anyone about it, but I meant to. Oh, Sony's doing the State of Play. We can talk about that while that's happening too. Alright, but yeah, man, it's just been a lot of things going on, yo. Like, I'm trying to like put together this move to Texas, but I'm also trying to figure out what decision I want to make for my movements, for my forward progress, you know, mobility and stuff. Trust. I gotta trust right now, but I don't trust right now. My grandfather piped. Okay, so it's not starting right now. It's starting in 2 hours. Oh my god, how to get views. Internet era is just so sad. Okay, so listen, guys. Okay, we are gonna take down Instagram, Facebook, all this shit. We're gonna take down the internet. Like, we're gonna take down the internet pirates. You hear me? What I want to do is, we love Google. We love Google, and we love YouTube. We love Google, and we love YouTube. Remember that. We're gonna take down all the, like, internet pirates, bro, because I'm sick and tired of the change of our civilization and its dictation coming from people we don't see and don't know. Listen, I can't complain about women being women, right? And I can't complain about who a person is and what the person believes in, what the person does, wants. You know, I'll be right back. Like, there's just certain things, bro, like, I can't complain about. So you're not gonna hear me complain about them. But, like, one of the things I can complain about, and you're going to hear me complain about, women have become so monotone and, like, unhumanistic, unhumane. Like, they're not human anymore. They've just become like creatures that coagulate and just move together, like, as like hive mind. I think, and it's not just women, it's a lot of men too that have become stuck in this like coagulative hive mind state of like non-mental capacity. It's kind of weird, but like as a man, like, you definitely can't be caught in that. But right now I'm talking about the females of it, because I go on Instagram, right? I use Instagram like everybody. I'm a human, you know what I'm saying? I use social media. Social media is a thing. I'm not gonna attack people, but like, oh, you're a troll, you're just online. Like, everybody uses Instagram, everybody uses Twitter, everybody uses Facebook, whichever one. Everyone uses Reddit. Whatever you use, everyone picks up the stupid phone and is like, tippity tip tip tap. You know what I'm saying? Like, alright, so I pick up the phone, I'm like, tippity tip tip tap. You know what I'm saying? I go on Instagram, because you know me, I like looking at beautiful things. Whether it's women, clothes, animals, sights. I think beauty in all its splendor and amazement and its range is an amazing thing that we're blessed with to see in life. Everyone doesn't always agree with that, and they don't have to. You find people who are depressed and people who are anxious and have all these other things going on with them. That's fine. I believe in like life being beautiful and the beauty in all things of life. So those things, I find the people that go through them beautiful and amazing because it's interesting and it's not one-sided and it has these edges and these points and these rocks and these curves, and it's always interesting to see what life means and the beauty of life as its meaning. So point being, I go on Instagram and I'm like, oh man, she got ass. Like, look how simple what I just said got reduced down to she has ass. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's beautiful. Okay, so boom. So I'm like, I see the picture, I'm like, oh, she got ass. Like, and you know what I'm saying? I see this other one, I'm like, oh, she's kind of cool, but she's not really that pretty, and her caption was kind of like rude. So I was like, yeah, we're just gonna scroll past her. But then this other one, like, her caption was this. And so I click backwards, because now I'm like, alright, well, they're not really showing me, like, the girls I like, and they're not really showing me, like, nothing I want to see, because I'm expecting pictures and art and shit. They don't do that right now. It's just people. So I'm like, okay, well, fine. I keep scrolling. And I see, like, another girl. But I'm like, she's cute, though. So I click it. Her caption was the exact same as the other girl's caption, and in 3 of her pictures, because they do the slides, was the same as the other girl's pictures. So I left that picture, because I was like, alright bro, no, she's wilding, but she's bad. So I go to her page. That's how you get me to the page. You're bad. I start scrolling the page. So I'm like, looking at her, because she's cute, but I started looking at her captions. Her captions match every other thing, bro. If I told you, like, I just took another girl picture and put it on this caption, bro, you'd be like, I seen that on hers already. I'm like, I know, because they're all the same. Every girl saying she's different with the same caption that says she's different is doing the exact same thing as another girl that's copying the first woman to be the same woman that another girl wanted to be. Like, everyone's copying someone else. So at this point, we're not moving like isolationary like people. We're being herded. And when you got one like mind, it only takes one like thing to deter you. and they've made that thing money, I think, to women. I don't think women understand what living a normal life is or looks like, and I think it's proven by a lot of like the extravagance and like the necessity, and men too, to have big things, outrageous things, expensive things, because there's nothing wrong with wanting expensive things, but when the only solace you can find with yourself or your life is in the expensive things, then I don't think your happiness is yours, and I don't think it's real. I think it's controlled by, again, this spend to prove that I'm worthy mentality. And you might not even spend, you have someone else spend, but just having them spend on you lets you know it helps validate you without actually giving you the validation you so desperately need. A lot of men too, like this isn't just for women, but I see it in women because that's the higher demographic that I pay close attention to. Like I don't pay close attention to men. I'm a male and I pay attention to me and what I gotta go through. But for the most part, other dudes, I don't care. You know, my business, stay on my face. Females, like I'm talking to females. I go meet a female, try and get with her. I'll go meet a female, and like, you know what I'm saying. I just had a girlfriend, however, you know what I'm saying. Like I deal with women. So a lot of things I know with women are coming from my interaction with women on day to day, my stories from women, what women tell me, how they explain this and that, and then what they post. So I'm one of the men you can't say like you don't know, but you tell me all the time, and I see it all the time. So now you lying all the time, or that's not real all the time. You know what I'm saying? Men, stop tricking so hard. Listen to me. Men, stop tricking so hard. Listen, bro. Listen. I'm never gonna be that dude and be like, oh, don't spend your money how you want to spend you. You want to go blow it on a woman? Fine. But do it accordingly. So this is what I'm saying. Like, look, I'm not rich. So you'd be like, if you had $50,000 and you could blow it on a bitch, you would. You know what? If I found a woman, a young woman who I felt like deserved $50,000 of my money, before she got $50,000 of my money, she would get $50,000 of my assistance. You know what that means? That means she needs a car. I will go get her a car. She needs a car. She needs an apartment. I will pay her apartment up for a month. In an average apartment. A one bedroom apartment. Her an apartment. But I'm not gonna go buy you a $50,000 Birkin bag.
Can he be a long-range bomber for them?
I'm not gonna buy you a $30,000 pair of Prada shoes. I'm not doing that. So that's not because I don't want to do it for you. It's what's the purpose of that? Like I'm from poverty, like, you feel me, and I assume a lot of people are. You know, everybody's not going to be, so you don't have to really understand what I'm saying. But like, I'm from poverty, like, nigga, my sisters didn't have none of that shit they talk about now on Instagram and Facebook. All this Tommy Hilfiger and Tom Ford and all this. Listen, you had that, but that was cheap back then. Like, you feel me? Nigga, the Balenciaga and shit wasn't around, and the Michael, what's that shit called? None of this shit matters, bro. The Michael Kors was bootsy when I was a kid. No one was wearing it. It was lame. It's just the way it goes. So when I tell people, like, what you spending on money and clothes and then jewelry and bullshit, like, you could do more with. You could buy properties and lands for your children. You could start leagues, and you could start organizations, and you could open up law offices to help defend black people in media, in public, and in platforms, and you can do all this shit with your money. But you don't do that. You do bullshit. And then you come and, like, you sit in my face and you be like, this is what I do for people, for the community, and this and that and that. We gotta stop hurting each other and killing each other, and, like, you feel me, learn to love each other. But then you don't teach that, and then you don't preach that, and then you have kids, and it just turns into a mess. And it's not no one person's fault. This is a group fault. It takes a village to raise a child. It's something I was told as a youngin' all the time. And I didn't respect it because, no, it don't. I need my mom and my dad. But as I got older, like, you start to understand nobody's one view is right or wrong. Everybody's one view is just their view of the same specific subject. I'm just an American. Like, if I keep it a rack, y'all, I'm just an American. I'm black. I'm from African descent. Like, I'm a nigga. I'm American. Like, I'm African American. That don't mean you can call me a nigga. Don't call me a nigga. White people, be respectful. There's a lot of pain in those words. Be respectful. And that's all it'll ever be about, is pain in those words. So if you don't get the right to do that, it's pain in those words. Chill. You know what I'm saying? Chill. But, you know what I'm saying? As my people, like, we know what we mean when we say that. So the pain is kind of diluted. But it means something. So what I'm saying is, I'm an American just like any other white American. Y'all act like y'all wasn't done bad by Britain. That's why y'all left. But y'all second generation was privileged because they grew up knowing this was theirs. And so that privilege just stuck. We can talk about the history of people, because people have always been people. Nothing's really changed from the beginning to the end of time as far as people and being people. Like, you're not gonna find like changes in that. You're not gonna find like mystical gaps and bridges to put together of why people were people here and then different people there. Like, people have always been people. Always. It's just the things we had available to help and hinder our ability to be people was different. Cause like I was saying, was social media is evil. I'm gonna sue social media. I'm gonna sue Instagram, Facebook, the meta shit. I'm gonna sue them. I'm gonna sue them. Twitter too. Elon Musk can buy it if he wants to. That's a check for me. I'm gonna sue him for emotional distress, for traumatic experience, for overt racism, sexism, for divisive intent, manipulation, misuse of properties, conducts. Bro, I'm gonna get so much legal jargon on these motherfuckers, it's gonna break their shit, bro. They gonna be like, yo, who the fuck is this kid and what the fuck is he talking about? Bro, I'm gonna piss him smooth the fuck off, cause I'm hurt, and the hurt don't come from nowhere but there. Point being, shit gets real. Understand where we are and what it means. You know what I'm saying? The Queen of England died. I think I spoke on that already. Speak on it again. That's an important historical figure for them. She's been in power for 90 years. That's impressive. It's respectable. That's what I wrote. Respect. Woman, you lived a long time, and you've made your presence felt and known here. You've done what I can only dream of doing with my life, and I respect you for it. You're not perfect. You have not fixed a lot of problems that were problems that when you arrived, but you may not have been able to fix them. It was not your responsibility to fix them. It was the wants of us that you fixed them, and you're not beholden to us to do what you don't feel you can do. That's another respect I will give you. Rihanna bought wherever the fuck she from back. They own government now. Something happened, but they was from the Queen. It's nice things going on. I'm not gonna attack the Queen. I'm not childish. I'm not ignorant. I'm not a fool. I don't do childish things. You know, like that's Bootsy. What else we gonna talk about today?
Probably not as high as KD. Does that make sense?
It does make sense because
okay, Ben Simmons definitely fits in with the Nets. Okay, so the question on the screen is, hey guys, big fan of the show. Can we get your opinions on where Ben Simmons fits in with the Nets? With this roster, he seems like the centerpiece now. Well, okay, and that's on B-Ball Breakdown. Follow them on YouTube. I like that channel a lot. You know, I got them playing in the background because I be missing stuff. I think Ben Simmons is gonna play a very important role on the Nets. I think that Ben Simmons' defensive abilities and playmaking abilities will fit next to Kyrie so amazingly. He has the body size of a LeBron, and he's younger. KD won't have to be inside the post as much. He plays better defense, so he can keep KD on the like wing outlets and give him the threes, let him get shots. I think this will help them really good. I think this will play well into their team if they play well with it. He can give Claxton a lot of things to drive inside for dunks. Like, I think Ben Simmons will be a focal point, but not because of his scoring, but because of his ability to pass the ball and fit so well with size. So the Nets should be really dangerous. Basketball is a just toss-up in the air. I feel like the Eastern Conference is still stronger than the West, because I feel like Memphis can't compete with the top three in the East. And to me, the top three in the East are the Celtics, the Nets, and the Bucks. No, the Bucks, the Nets, and the Sixers. I don't believe in the Celtics. I don't care. No one says. I don't believe in the Celtics. I don't think Memphis can beat any of those teams. I don't think. Well, the Warriors didn't beat those teams. The Warriors beat the Celtics. So I don't think the Warriors can beat any of those teams. I don't think the Nuggets can beat any of those things without Jamal Murray and somebody else. and he needs to be there to help. So to me, the 3 strongest teams are in the East. I would bring in the Lakers, but come on now,
Yeah,
I'm not
that's a great
foolish.
point about the handouts. You've been saying that you've been
It should be interesting. The NBA this year should be interesting. The NFL should be interesting. The way it started off, like it's crazy.
A Ben Simmons type player in LeBron. Yes, LeBron is a lot better than Ben Simmons, but they're similar in a lot of ways. That big point guard role. So Kyrie will be able to adapt to
I
that
do
role.
think that
KD knows how to play off the
there's a
ball.
lot going on
So I think
in the world.
he might be even at his best.
Just in general, man. Just in general.
Playing like
Because I keep going back to P&B, bro, and then I don't go back to P&B, and I say Young Thug, and I don't go to Young Thug, and I say Pop Smoke, and I don't go to Pop Smoke, and I name 20 other, just anyone died, Dolph, or I don't name Dolph, and I name, it just could go anywhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lack of trust, there's a lack of respect, there's a lack of empathy, there's a lack of understanding. We are at an all-time low of many human devices, and I think it's because we pick up all these non-human devices. And I'm not better than anyone. I use my phone, you know what I'm saying, but I also maintain the humanity that I was born with, because I know that it's not negotiable. And I think people negotiate with their humanity a bit too much.
I suppose it makes sense because there was so much movement for so many years in a row. Starting with
I don't negotiate with my humanity.
At some point, you're gonna,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm only human.
you haven't talked about Pat Beverly.
I'm only going to be able to do what I'm going to be able to do. I'm only going to be able to believe what I'm able to believe. I'm only going to be able to understand what I'm able to understand. Like, this is part of life. And sometimes you got to learn to live with and just rock with. Like, oh yeah, they put Beverly on the Lakers. Listen, man, I understand Pat Bev plays defense. It got kind of bad last year, sometimes where he was still good and sometimes where he wasn't. I think the Lakers are just trying to do anything they can to just keep their ratings and their name high. Like, I think the Lakers know they're like a bottom 7, bottom 6 team. But I think they're like, yo, if we can just keep our name up, like, we'll be relevant regardless. And if we can get a squeak in the first, we might be able to force some shit. We do have Bron and AD. So I think the Lakers are like relying on Bron and AD to like pull a hat out of their ass. But like, if it works, then goddamn it, magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the type of shit that they're on. And I'm not mad at that, but the rookie coach thing is, we saw Steve Nash last year. Like, we saw that. Listen, you give me a rookie coach with players that have won a chip, and I don't know if you know what you're doing. And that's just me. I don't think rookie coaches should be coaching anybody with rings. And I don't think, especially not multiple players with rings, chasing rings. Like, that's insane to me. It just shows where the NBA coaching is right now. It's at an all-time low. Like, if you're trying to be an NBA coach, you're trying to be like an NBA-like head, bro, go in there and, like, use your brain. Don't go in there thinking, oh, statistics. Statistics isn't the game. Statistics is the math the nerds like to look at. The game is the fluidity of a shot. The game is, can you tell how hard you need to jump to keep up with this man, or can you slide over here before you get in the air to do what you need to do without fouling? The game is tangible shit, not numbers. Numbers is just outside shit that determines what the game looked like. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I can see what the game looked like with my eyes. I don't need to determine, you know? Yeah, man, that's the only thing I got with LeBron is you just a numbers guy, and I ain't mad at that. Like, in a number era, number league, you were the number guy. Like, who's mad at that? Same with Russ. Like, you're a number guy. LeBron, your body helped you dominate. You were bigger than a lot of guys for a long time. So you're great, though. You're still great. You're still talented. You still can do all the great things you do. I'm not ever shitting on LeBron, so please don't do that. But I'm just saying, like, it does feel different when it feels different, and it just feels different.
Yeah, but then how's that going to work with Aaron Fox?
If you want to stay in Cali, because the Warriors aren't happening, the Clippers aren't happening, and the Lakers, we know the as it is, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, it's...
Man, I want to talk to you guys about so much more, like, what's happening? What was I gonna say? Yo, there's a top list, like an anime top list, and I think people need to shut the fuck up. I think people need to shut the fuck up, right? Because if you ask me, listen, I'm not even a big, how do I put this? I'm not the biggest anime fan, but I've seen a lot of anime, because when I want to find something good on TV to watch, the amount of shows that are actually good is so limited. The amount of shows without racial undertones or overly sexually explicit, exploitive content with other undertones, the amount of television I can watch is just so limited. And even the ones that I do like to enjoy and watch have racial undertones in them somewhat, but they're just not as egregious as some of the ones I just won't watch. So for me, television is a mix of like really good shows and animations, and I find very good animations. I'm a fan of a lot of very good animations. I've read manga, I read books. I am very well read. Like, I can read with you as smart shit. Like, I'm good with that. So what it comes down to really just be like, can you challenge my mind? Like, I was reading something and bruh made a scene in it where I couldn't even picture the scene, because when he described the scene I was picturing, I was like, oh man, I didn't picture that so beautiful. And he completed the scene. Because I think a good writer, whether it be animation, television, like books, movies, authorizations, like anyone who's like putting the actual publications down, putting in the like writing, I'm literally lacking on what that is. I think I'm describing the jobs of like literature, but whatever. When the person that's doing the literary work, yeah, I think that's what that is. The literary work, like, it's your job to lead us to the destination without us figuring out what the destination is, and then giving us the destination that we never imagined while you showed it to us. You see what I'm saying? Like, and it's so hard for people to do that it's insane that we try and put these like lists together, because to do that consistently over like seasons at a time, that's probably why a lot of things do seasons, because it's so hard to keep a story going, because you would need so much. But the way television is set up, you have to stick within these tropes and routes of what a person is, can be, does, says, and all this other shit. It's all control. It's like, it's just insanity. But like, television is so fun when you find good stuff, but even the other good stuff, it gets canceled too fast. It's too woke. It just, life is challenging. Life is challenging. You gotta accept that. You gotta deal with that. We can't fight. We can't argue. We can't blame. Woman, it's tough for you. It's tough for me. Man, it's tough for you. It's tough for her. It's tough. But it's less tough together. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. I'm better off alone. I don't need no girl. I don't need no nigga. I don't need. Alright, y'all keep talking about what y'all don't need. And be alone. But I tell you, we not doing Drake slander. So what did Drake say? My mama used to say, who the hell wants to be 70 and alone? I was talking to my other friend yesterday. I got friends. I live a life. And we said, well, my mom just wanted me to come live with her in Atlanta to this, that, and the other. And I said, my mom's been trying to get me to come back out there too. And I'm like, I'm paying what I'm paying to live in a box, but like, I have access to life, and I'm leading my life to where I want it to go. And if it gets there, I succeeded. If it doesn't, I failed. But I'll take that responsibility on, you know. And he's like, very same. Like, I'm living where I'm living, and I'm gonna move out of Cali soon, or that's the goal. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely the goal here too. Like, I'm not mad at you. So, like, it's a lot, you know, that's on your mind as a young man. You know, 20s, middle to upper 20s. Younger 20s, you'll fly around a bit, have some fun. You get up there, you kind of settle down, sit in there, get where you going. I don't know, man. I just feel like we gotta fight. We gotta challenge, not each other. No. We don't fight each other. We don't challenge each other. Challenge ourselves. Cause what I'm saying, I'm not a woman. I can't challenge a woman at being a woman. I can tell you what the right and wrong parts of a woman look like on my end. Like, I can tell you what a woman is to me, what I see in women that I like, what when I think of women I would come about thought of. But you are a woman. Whenever you're in the land of womanhood, you have to control that, because I can't. I'm a man. I have to control the manhood that I have. You can't control that. You have to have faith in that and believe in that, respect it. These are just the premises. Whether you black, white, Asian, Mexican, Timbuktuian, whoever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, being a person is the acknowledgement of I am and I am not. That's it. If you are a person, you are and you are not. You are a person. You are not that.
So it's interesting because when you are coaching players,
You are a human being. You are not a fish. You are capable of walking on land. You are not a bird. You are not able to fly. You are able to swim. You like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are and you are not. Don't get so caught up in what you are that you don't give the respects to what you are not. Because we lose out a lot of respect to what we are not. I got, you know what I'm saying, friends that I feel bad for, but I can't force them to be who I want them to be. I got family members I respect and want to, but I can't force them to be who I want them to be. That's not my role. That's not my place. Me trying to do that is me trying to be something I'm not. I'm not them. I'm not God.
Now make it a thing, I guess. I don't know. I do agree with other things say, you know, we can eat food up and we can optimize all those things as well. So
And I'm not all knowing. So don't come in here and think I would just be like all knowing and talking shit. Cause I'm not that nigga. I don't know shit. I'm learning every day. I just had to wake up this morning and be like, yo, you know what's fucked up about me, bro? Is I love people. And I love people when they're being themselves. I love people when they're finding themselves. I love people when they don't know how to fix themselves. I love people when they're the best version of themselves. Because I like to love people. But I don't always want people. I don't want you. Even when you're the best version of yourself. Because that's not the version I want. I don't want you when you're the worst version of yourself. Because that's not the version I want. That's not who I want. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn, like, I was loving people but not wanting them. And that's not fair. Because when you love somebody, it's supposed to be a wanting there and a longing there, you know? So that's something I had to wake up in and like respect. Hollywood High School, what? That's crazy. So it's like I'm saying, it's always something going on. Shootings at schools, these kids aren't safe. Uvalde strong, I'm not forgetting that. The police have a lot of hard work to do. I was just telling a man earlier, man, I was telling him, like, nurses and police just desire so much respect and esteem for what they do, but like, you guys are part of a fucked up, busted, twisted system, and you refuse to do anything to change it or bring about a process of changing it, and you want us to respect you fucking us over with the hospital, and we don't, or with the fucking law and government, and we don't. And then you blatantly fuck us over and then say get over it, and we won't. I support the troops because they're doing something. They're showing force for our nation that we are strong, we will fight, and we will conquer, we will rise. They're doing a lot. But you motherfuckers, nah, I'm doing that. I don't need to go sit in a waiting room for an hour to get some shit from my arm. It should just be available. I should be able to go get some. Common sense. But that's just me though. So that's what I'm saying. Like, not a lack of liking the police or nurses. It's just a lack of, I don't think your profession is as needed and as difficult as you want me to believe, and I will bet money on that. Okay, NASA is still trying to send ships up, but I guess there's a fuel leak. Apple is in high demand in China. Yo, listen, you got a couple extra dollars and you trying to make some money? I'm not telling anyone to do crimes. I'm just saying, like, you definitely have the ability to buy iPhones here and ship them to China and sell them for extremely high prices that probably wouldn't be matched here, and really re-up and come back with double, triple, maybe quadruple profits. That's just like maybe though, because I mean, I don't have money to just buy iPhones, so I don't know that. But the news says that's what people are doing. You know what I'm saying? What? L did a little rap with Stick, Jids, whatever. Okay, that's lit. That's lit. Yo, Young Thug, get off the phone, bro. Get off the phone. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about you for hella long. Get off the phone. Stop texting. Stop YouTubing. Stop Instagramming. Stop picturing bitches and Snapchatting and sending me pictures. Stop doing goofy shit. King Von the Melly Manager, 100K track. Niggas are dying next to you. We don't care about how, why, what you saying, what you talking about. We just saying niggas are dying to you. Just because these niggas ain't died, don't take away the fact these niggas have died. Yes, you brought up all these other record labels. You right. I don't trust nigga Empire either. Niggas are dying next to you. Fuck out of here. Why are we not worried about our health? Why won't we preserve our people's health? I'm confused. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, no one's paying attention. You feel me? That Roe v. Wade shit was crazy. I'm glad they fixed that up. I think they fixed it up. I don't really remember what happened with that. I mean, I guess they kind of went away. But I'm pretty sure I'm in California and y'all still got rights. So, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I haven't been really focused on too many outside things. I've been trying to, like, focus in and get everything hunkered down, like, and working and stuff like that. Like, my priorities and my depth have really been just in other places. You feel me? I'm getting my housing set up correctly. I'm trying to get into a better place. I'm really trying to figure out who's in my life and who's out of my life and who's holding my life back. I just got a lot of heavy thoughts on my mind, and I don't have no one to share them with, because, you know, you grow up in life alone, and you tend to like being alone, and people come around and they ruin you. They make you angry. You guys argue, fight, whatever may happen. Like, I have a few friends. I have family that I can and do contact when I need to. But I'm not just a nigga that's gonna call and be like, oh, I'm going through something. And I'm not gonna vent to y'all. But I'm just saying, like, nigga, in the reality of it, I'll be focusing on handling my business and just staying mentally above things, because I have a lot that I'm trying to accomplish. And I think that's what I'm looking for in my woman. I don't think it's about the money, because I don't think the money ever did nothing the brain couldn't do. I think it's about what you're trying to accomplish. And I think it's about where you're trying to go. I want to leave my name on this world forever, like, for real. And not just through this, like, this is just some extra help me along shit. I'm not really gonna fall into this all the way. I mean, I hope, like, if it turns into something, I will. Like, and I will, because I do want to see, I want something like this. But it won't be this. Like, it's gonna be something like this. It's gonna be dope. Oh, yeah, that's crazy good. Man, that should be it though. I really don't got nothing else to talk about, man. So I'm gonna just close this out. That's the video, man. Thank you for coming in, tapping in, and chilling with me for a couple minutes. I appreciated it. Feel me? It's always good to come talk to y'all, get some shit off. I'm gonna come back with a weekly unimpressions, 9 or 10 next week. So I think that was both of those. I think I gave y'all 7 and 8. So I think 9 is coming next week, and we're gonna get this shit going. Feel me? We out.